my YouTube channel. This is Ajit Kumar, and in this tutorial we will talk about how do we can configure a data factory. So basically we will configure a database along with the server, Azure SQL Server, and we will create a storage account in there, and also we will create a data factory. So let's begin, and I will show you. So first of all, we will create a SQL database. So for that, this is the resource group I have created for the data factory. So first of all, you need to go to that create a SQL database. So here you can just search for the SQL database. You will get this page. After that, you need to go to the plus sign. Okay, so as you can see here I'm selecting my resource group which I created for that. Here I'm choosing the name. So this is my database name. So here you need to create a server. Basically the Azure SQL server will be created here. So here you need to mention the name. So I'm going to mention that so I have chosen that name SQL Factory Azure. So here you need to mention the credential so that you can able to log into that SQL database. Here you need to confirm the password. After that, you just select the location where you want to deploy and click OK, so that parallelly it will create a server. So here you need to create an elastic pool. So in my case, I'm not using any elastic pool. So here you can configure the compute and storage. So there is lots of means the configuration is available, like standard, premium, and basic. If you go upper, according to your business critical, there is lots of configuration is available, but in my case I'm proceeding with the basic only. So if you once you increase the size, the pricing will be increased. So as you can see here, I'm going with the basic only. I have a 2 GB of max size, data max size. I'm clicking to apply that. Here you need to mention the backup storage redundancy. So I'm selecting the LRS only. Proceeding to for the networking. Inside the networking, I proceeding with the default. If you are having any public means the private NIC available, you can select here, and here you can select the private endpoint. By clicking that, you will be able to get that NIC. So here you can create a private endpoint, and here you can select the networking part. So I'm proceeding with the no access, means the default only. So after that, you just go to the security. So if you want to want to create any Azure Defender for your SQL, so that it will be it will do the vulnerability assessment. So in that case, you can choose that. It will create a storage account in the backend. Okay, in my case, I'm not going to use any Defender in this case. Proceeding for the additional information, here you can select the data ratios, like backup. If you want to take backup of, means they start with a blank database, restore and from a backup, select the sample database to populate your new database. So I'm going to proceed with the sample only. So just go to the tag. I don't have tag yet. Going to review. You can just review, and after that I'm going to create this. So it's going on. So my SQL database is created, and along with the SQL Server. Now I'm going to create a storage account. Okay, so till this deployment is going on, I'm going to create a SQL database, sorry, the storage account. So for that, you just click here and search for the storage account. Here I'm going to add a new storage account. So I'm choosing that resource group. Here you need to choose the name. So I'm going with the LRS only, proceeding for the advanced networking. I'm using all this storage account with the public endpoint so that all the networks should be open. So if you are having any NIC network private NIC is available, you can select here and select the NIC. So in my case, I'm proceeding with the public endpoint only, proceeding for the data protection, for the tagging, review, and create. So finally, I'm going to create this storage account. So currently the deployment is going on for both the storage account and the database. Also, let me go to that resource group and check if anything is deployed. So as you can see here, the SQL Server is deployed, which we have mentioned to create. Since this deployment is in progress, will take some time. So finally, both the resources got deployed, my storage account and also this SQL database. So let me refresh this. So as you can see here, the database is available along with the SQL Server, and this is the storage account. So I'm going to create a container inside this storage account. So I'm putting the simple name data and create a container inside that. So as you can see here, one data is created, sorry, the container is created. So now I'm going to that resource group, and since I have already created storage account is created, now I'm going to create a Azure Data Factory. So for that, you just go to here and search for the data factories. So after that, you will get this space. I'm going to add a new data factory. So here you need to select that resource group, and here we are getting a West US. So now I'm going to choose the East US only. Okay, and here you need to mention the data factory name. So as you can see here, so the version is available v1 and v2. So since the v2 is the latest version, I'm proceeding with the v2 only, proceeding for the git configuration. In my case, I am not going to proceed with the git configuration yet, so I'm selecting this option to configure later, proceeding for the next networking part. If you want to choose connect with the private endpoint, you can select here. So in my case, I'm proceeding with the by default one, the public endpoint. After that, proceeding to the advanced, and proceeding for the next tagging, review and create. Finally, I'm creating that. So finally, my resource is got deployed. I'm going to that data factory. So let me go to that resource group and check. So as you can see here, the data factory is available. Now all these components, all these prerequisites are created. Now we are good to configure the data factory. So first of all, you need to go to the database. So I'm going to the database. Okay, so you can, if you are having SQL Server installed, so if you can also go there and will run a query. So in my case, I don't have installed this SQL Server, so I'm going with the database query editor only. So you can also run from here. So here you need to put the login name and the password. So I'm putting there. So as you can see here, client IP with the client with IP address is not allowed to access the server. So in that case, you just go to the overview and set a server firewall. Here you need to click on client IP. You can see here IP is available. Now save here. Once this is saved, go back to the query editor and login again. Try to login again. So let me try to login again. So as you can see here, it enable. Okay, so this database is available here. Automatically you will get there. Okay, so now I'm going to run a query and will create a database. So this is one I have created to create a table of the customer, whereas also create a table for address and the sales. So let me run that query. So as you can see here, this query is run successfully. Now I'm going to insert the information like the customer information, like the name, customer information like ID, name, age, address ID, sales ID, and all this. So now I'm going to run this query. So as you can see here, the 15th row is created. Okay, now after that, just select that and run that. So running my another query. So as you can see here, it's succeeded and the value we are getting here, and the row 5 is created. Okay, so let me refresh this table. So once you refresh this table, as you can see here, there is address, customer, and the sales. Also all these are created recently after I run this query. So as you can see here, the date of sale we mentioned earlier, and this is the information and the address. Okay, so now I'm going to put this detail means using the data factory. So let's go to the back to that data factory. Okay, so this is the data factory. So I'm now going to that pipeline. to create a pipeline. So for that, you just go to the author and monitor. Once you click on that, there is another tab will be open. After that, you will get all these items available here, content available like home, author, and the monitor. Here you will be here you will get the pipeline, data set, data flow, and the Power Query. From the monitor, you can monitor and you can trigger the deployment. All this you can set a dashboard as well. Here in the manage, you can link to the services. Also, you can use the ARM template. So in my case, I'm going with the first of all, I will link to a service. So for that, first of all, I will create a pipeline. I'm creating a new pipeline, naming copy data from SQL to storage. Okay. Okay. After that, you just go to the manage and link to service. Here I'm going to link a service. So I'm choosing the SQL database. So here you can just go to Azure and you will get the blob. So this is my destination, so where we want to put the data. So mentioning that the destination, I'm proceeding with the default. Here we can use the account key. Okay, here you need to select the subscription and the storage account which we have created. Okay, once you put the detail, you just click on the test connection, check the connection in between that. So as you can see here, the connection is successful. Now I'm going to create this. So as you can see here, my destination services is created. Now I'm going to create a source service. So in my case, I have a SQL database. So for that, I'm going to create a Azure SQL database. So this should be my source where my data is available. Okay, so if you want to put any description, you can mention here. After that, you can just proceed with that. So here is the connection string and Azure keyword. If you are using any keyword, you can select here. Here you can mention all this secret name and the secret version and the authentication type. So in my case, I'm proceeding with the connection string only. So here I'm selecting the subscription name and the server, and this is my SQL server. If you go to back that resource group, you will get that SQL server which got deployed parallelly when we created a SQL database. So here in the database, you will get the name. So this is my database. So this is my database server, DB server, my SQL database. So I'm selecting that. Here you should choose the authentication type, like SQL authentication manager identity of or if you are using any SPN account since service principal, you can choose here. So in my case, I'm choosing the SQL authentication. So I'm putting my password and username here. After that, you can just test the connection. So as you can see here, I'm getting some error. Let me click on more. So as you can see here, there is another IP which is trying to connect that. So it's not enabled in the firewall. That's we are getting error. So for that we again need to add this client IP. So I'm going to mention that client IP here, adding that IP. So it's successfully. Now I'm going to back and check the test connection. So as you can see here, the connection is successfully. Now I'm going to create this. So as you can see here, my linked service is created. First one is my source, and second one is my destination. Sorry, the this is storage is my destination, where all this data will be export, and this is my SQL server, SQL database, where the database is available. After that, you just go to that back to the author and create a data set. Okay, so for that you just click on dataset, right click and click on the new dataset. So I'm going to create a data set for first blob storage, where the data will be export. Here you will get all this available. If you want to export your data in the Excel format, you can choose here, or I'm proceeding with this one, CSV only. So click OK. So here you need to change the blob name. If you have already created a container, you can browse that part. If not, you can just create, and after that you can browse this path. So I'm browsing that. So as you can see here, my container name is available. So I'm clicking OK. So here you need to mention the path, means the file name. So I'm going to mention the file name, the customer.csv. Okay, and after that going with the, I'm selecting this and click OK. So as you can see here, this is created. Now you can change the name as well if you want. So the destination data set is created. Now I'm going to create a data set for the source one. So in my source I have the SQL database. So for that you just go to the SQL database, and here you can name that and link that service which we have created. This is my source one, and if here in the drop down table name, you can select that database which you want to export. So in my case I am going to use this one, the customer information. Okay, so now here and click OK. So as you can see here, all these are created. Now that you just go to that pipeline, and we have click on the pipeline which we have created to copy the data from SQL to storage. After that you will get these activities. So I am going to copy the data from SQL to storage. So I'm choosing this one and drag and drop. After that you will get this page. Okay, so if you want to modify this name and put any description, you can do here. After that here we need to choose the source one. So the source is my SQL database server. Okay, and after that we need to choose the data set which we have created to sync. So this is my data set. Okay, so after that I'm going to the mapping, click on import schema. So as you can see here, all this my source and destination type is available. Just after that I'm going to post this click on the finally. As you can see here, the command is run successfully. So let me refresh this, the monitor tab. So as you can see here, it's triggered and have taken 8 seconds to complete this. Now I'm going to the storage account and we'll check the container if the file is available or not in that container. So as you can see here, the my file is available, which we exported from the database. So let me click on edit. So as you can see here, it's available. ID name is address ID and the sales ID is available. So our pipeline is run successfully. In the similar way you can create for other. So hope this video is really helpful to you to introduction of Azure Data Factory. How do we can export our data from SQL database to a storage account. So hope this video is really helpful to you. So please subscribe my channel and like this video. So if you have any query, please comment in the section. I will happy to answer that. Thank you so much.